to my laundry room slash breakfast nook area. The best thing about this whole space is it's completely finished, and in today's video I'm going to share with you the entire process of decorating this space and renovating it from scratch. If you've seen the original house tour, you will know that this space was probably the worst area in the whole house. It needed a lot of work. So today I'm going to share with you the whole makeover, and throughout this whole video I'm going to be sharing all of my best budget decorating tips, because I've done this whole house on a budget, but this area has especially been budget friendly, so I'm excited to share that with you today. Today's video is very kindly being sponsored by ShopTagger, who I've worked with before. I love ShopTagger. It's one of my favorite ways to save money and also to spend money. So this is my first tip for decorating on a budget. Let me show you a little bit more.
So I've been using ShopTagger a lot recently to save items from Anthropologie, because you guys know I love that store, but I don't always want to pay full price. As you can see, this is ShopTagger, the actual website, and I've got loads of different collections. I've got an IKEA one, I've got a home one, I've got clothing ones, and it just helps me kind of categorize what I'm looking for. So here I'm on the Anthropologie website. I'm just going to show you how to save an item really quickly. So if you click on the item you want, then you click the ShopTagger icon in your browser. It will then pop up with all these different options to notify you when the price drops and select the size you want. Now all you have to do is wait, and you'll get push notifications or notifications by email, however you choose to get notified, and you'll know when the item either comes back in stock or drops in price, which I think is really cool.
So if you want to bag an absolute bargain on some home decor pieces, definitely check out ShopTagger. Now let me show you how I actually made over the space and share some more tips along the way.
So the first thing that I did was give this space a good paint. The walls I'd already painted a light grey, and I'd painted the floors a dark grey, but it was time to paint the trim, the doors and all the wood pieces. So I gave this a coat of a really nice thick gloss paint, and it really brightened up the space and it made it feel a lot more put together. So if you want to give your space an update without spending a lot of money, I highly recommend giving it a good paint, whether you refresh the trims like I did, or paint the walls a different colour if you can, if you're not renting. It makes such a big difference. You can paint a large area and spend a very small amount of money. Another way I've been saving money with this renovation is buying big items on local buy and sell websites. Your local area might have a Facebook page or a website where you can pick up items like this from people who want to sell them.
No cussing on my channel.
No freaks, pics, don't.
So I picked up these cabinets. I got my carpenter to install them for me in the laundry area, and as you can see, Ben's pulling off all the vinyl on the faces of the cabinets here. It looked alright, but it had bubbled, so we thought if we pulled it off we could just paint the MDF, and this was such a good idea. So this is what they look like bare. To upcycle them, I used one coat of primer underneath. I gave it a very nice thin coat with a roller brush. I love using a sponge brush to roll this on, or any kind of paint, especially on furniture. Then you don't get any streak marks or anything like that. So I went ahead and did this on all of the cabinet doors, and I let it dry for a sufficient amount of time. Oh, I forgot to mention, I also did the inside of the cupboard doors. Don't forget to do this, otherwise you're going to have bare wood on the inside. Once it was dry, I used this lovely blue grey colour to paint the cabinets, and I'm really pleased with this choice because it just adds a subtle pop of colour to the space. It's not too overpowering, but it's really nice, and I don't know, I think it's a bit different. So I started with a paintbrush and I painted the colour into all these little grooves and the details to make sure there were no areas that were going to skip getting painted. It looked a bit like this when it was done, and then it was ready for the foam roller brush again. So I used this and I just went for it. I painted all the cabinets. I ended up doing 2 coats. In some areas I did a 3rd coat where it really needed it, but it didn't take long at all, and I'm really pleased with the results. And of course, no good cabinet update is done without changing out the handles. So I got these lovely brass handles. They're from a brand called Brass Heritage, I think, or Heritage Brass. I got them from a local store, but I think you can find them online. They're the same ones I used in the kitchen on the bottom units, but on the top I went for a circular one just to make it a little bit different and mix it up a little bit. For me, it's very important to keep the finish very similar throughout the house, so I've actually bought door handles in the same finish that you'll see going on in a few weeks' time. And doing these cabinet handles, whether you do it on cabinets or a piece of furniture, is a really inexpensive way to upcycle the look of any piece that you might have. Just refresh it for a very small price. So my next tip is in relation to the rug. I picked out this rug from IKEA and it was on sale for £50. I think this stripy one is one of their current deals at the moment, but I also picked up this in the bargain section for the sitting room. This was only £37.50, so do check out the clearance in your local IKEA or anywhere else. Another tip I have is to accept any hand-me-downs that you are given for your first home or apartment. When you have no furniture whatsoever, it's really nice when family or friends offer you their old pieces. Even if they don't fit with your decor style, you can upcycle them, you can tailor them, or you can just use them for the time being to get you by. I've been very lucky through this whole process. I've been given so many lovely items like this table and these chairs, and I wouldn't change them for the world. I'm so pleased. This next tip is a really quick one, but I love using mirrors to open up the space. I think it's a very inexpensive thing to do and it makes your space feel very light and airy. I picked this one up on sale in Sainsbury's and I think it fits the space perfectly. Now, I obviously can't forego mentioning thrifting or going to the charity shops to find a bargain for your home. I picked up these lovely Oliver bonus glasses in the cancer research store for only £4. I am head over heels in love with them. They were brand new and I think they look lovely on this little bar cart area. Definitely do check out your local charity shops because you can find some really nice unique pieces that won't cost you a fortune. This jug was also from the charity shop for £5. And while we're on the subject, this rug was also from the charity shop. My washing machine leaked, so it kind of damaged the paint. So for the time being, I'm covering it up with this rug. It cost me a measly £2. And also, this little side table was £8 in a charity shop, and I am absolutely obsessed with it. So let me show you a few of the things that I'm using to decorate this little side table. I started by adding this lamp, which was from IKEA, which was also a hand-me-down. A plant in this anthropology pot. This is a lovely ficus plant. I love him so much. He looks really happy here, bathed in sunlight. And this actually brings me on to my next tip while I'm styling this area. Family photos and photos with your friends and your loved ones are something that cost almost no money. They're very inexpensive, but they make a big statement and they're something that you can always look at and never get bored of. I love having pictures of me and Ben around and our family members, so I put this one in this corner. I'm also adding a little decorative bowl from Anthropology that I got in the sale, and I'm putting all the window keys in it, and also these coasters from IKEA because it's right next to the breakfast table. And this is how that little corner turned out. It really livened up the space by just adding a few inexpensive pieces. Moving on, my next tip is to add wall art because this will take up a massive space of your wall and you can buy it very inexpensively. I love this piece. It's from Decenio. I've had it for a little while and I just couldn't figure out where I wanted it, and I thought this space was perfect. Underneath it, I added a laundry basket and these fake flowers in a little thrifted vase, and I think that tied the space together perfectly. Tip number 12 is all about plants and flowers. Now, I love using houseplants to brighten up a space. They are so inexpensive, but I also love using flowers, and flowers can get quite pricey and they die quite quickly. So in this instance, I sometimes opt for fake flowers. So I've got this lovely bouquet. These are all pieces from IKEA. This worked out to be really inexpensive. I was very impressed. So I decided to style them on the center of the table. I started by putting this marble tray. This was from Aldi. And then the flowers are in a thrifted vase. The jug is also from the charity shop. And then I've got the salt and pepper shakers. They were a lovely gift from my grandmother. Altogether, it turned out really lovely, and I really like how it adds a focal point to the center of the room that you can see right as you step in. Oh, and I almost forgot, I added these rattan placemats on the table, which were also a hand-me-down from one of my aunts. So thank you to her for those, because I think they look really nice on the table too. So with all of that being said, this is how the breakfast nook and the laundry area turned out. And if you're very keen-eyed, you'll notice that I'm actually missing some skirting board. I'm working on it, I promise. It's not 100% done, but it feels really nice and airy, and I love that it has a little subtle bit of colour colour in amongst all of the neutrals, so it's really easy to change out for the seasons. You guys, I'm so excited to decorate for autumn and Christmas, so I will be switching this area up a little bit in the next few months or so do stay tuned. But this is how it turned out and I couldn't be happier.
So that's everything. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I am so in love with this space. It's my absolute favourite space in the whole house. It's so bright and airy and I can't wait to come down here, have my breakfast, do my to-do list in this little breakfast nook area. I think it's so cute and I'm really pleased with how it turned out. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Do stick around because I've got more makeovers coming very soon, so hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't done so already. And with all of that being said, I hope you guys have a great week and I'll see you next time. Bye!